I'll keep it on Mason Zeigler, Greg Satterlee, that row number 8. All right, here we go. Are you ready, my friend? Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Nutrient Ag Solution starting zone in turns 3 and 4. $50,000 on the line. 100 laps is the distance. Ricky Thornton Jr. and Devin Moran lead them to the green.
The Nutrient Ag Solution starts zone into turn number 1. Ricky Thornton Jr. looking for the clean sweep. He was fast time over, although battled down the back straightaway. Here comes Davenport at 49. So the top 3 in the points immediately run in the top 3 spots as we come out of turn 4 with 1 lap scored.
And it's going to be Ricky Thornton Jr. leading the opening lap. Jonathan Davenport thought he was going to do what he did in the heat race. In that heat race, he went from 5th to 2nd in 1 lap, and now he's down to the inside to battle for the lead. In his heat race, he took the lead on lap number 2, and in the A main, he will do the same. Jonathan Davenport leads at lap number 2.
2 laps, 2 different leaders. Remember, Davenport 2 weeks ago at Eldora came from 13th to the win there. Down the back straightaway, Thornton battles on the outside. Right now in 3rd is Moran. 4th, Alberson. Michael Norris runs in 5th as Davenport continues to show the way in the Double L Motorsports 49.
It's Garrett Alberson in 4th still, and Michael Norris continues to round out the top 5. Right now, guys searching for that little bit of moisture on the bottom of the racetrack that we saw once this thing cleans off. And again, we saw that in the B mains, James. This thing got incredibly racy as they go nearly 3 wide on back through the field. It's Mike Marlar, Colton Flinner, and Brandon Overton.
Remember, it depends on where they finish in this race. Davenport could take over the points lead. He only trailed by 15. Now, Thornton got 10 bonus points for fast time in Group A. Right now, Alberson runs in 4th. Norris is 5th. They pulled away from the battle there between Marlar, Overton, and Colton Flinner.
A good look there at Colton Flinner and the 157 of Mike Marlar. There's Overton, as you just talked about. That is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, the rest of the field there on the racetrack. Max Blair also battle for 2nd now, starting to heat up. Devin Moran trying to find a way around Ricky Thornton Jr. RTJ has slid up just a little bit to the, well, now the outside of the racetrack. Moran glued to the bottom, and RT gets a good run down the backstretch.
Yeah, still a thin edge up there in 1 and 2. You slip that right rear off there, could go over the bank right now. Jonathan Davenport, the lead. 2 years ago, we had 10 lead changes. Last year, we had 6. So far, we've had 2 in the first 7 laps. Again, Davenport started in 3rd as he leads out of turn 2. There's the battle for 2nd.
And that pace that Jonathan Davenport is running, James, turning laps in the 17.7, 17.8 range means that he is going to catch the tail end of the field here in just about 2 more laps. So lap traffic's going to be a reality for your race leader, and that's going to allow this duo on your screen to close back in on him. Ricky Thornton Jr. continues to keep the 99 and Devin Moran at bay.
Tail end of the field, Gary Stuhler, the 50th year of racing. Right now, the final car in lead lap. All 27 cars still running. There's the battle continues for 2nd between Thornton and Moran. There's Brandon Sheppard right now in 11th in Rocket 1.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this racetrack, James, and you think, oh man, you know, it's throwing up a little bit of dust. It's pretty clean. But we've seen, actually, you'll see Shep here. He hadn't done it yet, but just before it was on the screen, you actually saw him pulling some tear-offs off.
Got some mud on the camera right there. 8 laps in the books. Davenport 2.2 seconds the advantage as he will pick up the tail in the field as he gets through the bottom, gets around Stuhler. Here comes Moran and Thornton. Half a car lead. Thornton has Moran at the line into turn 1.
And that lead that was 2.4 seconds for Jonathan Davenport shrunk just a little bit. They just took 2/10 off of it, did the 20 RT and the 99. Right now is... That is, yeah, transponder is off there just a little bit. There we go. Now it's Garrett Alberson. Now we're back again. And rounding out the top 5 is still Michael Norris.
Down the back straightaways. They come off at turn number 4. Davenport down the main straightaway has gotten around, as you mentioned, the 77 to Dietz. Thornton 2nd. Moran. Here comes Alberson 4th. And it's Norris, Marlar, Flinner, Overton, O'Neill, Sheppard 10th, and Blair, Zeigler, Ferguson, Satterlee, and Josh Rice runs 15th.
Yeah, good racing there back through the field as well. That is 8th, 9th, and 10th that you're looking at on your screen. Hudson O'Neill in the 71, Brandon Sheppard in a Rocket 1, Brandon Overton in the 76. Again, 8th, 9th, and 10th on your screen. Back at the front of the field, meanwhile, Ricky Thornton Jr. now only 1.2 seconds back and no lap traffic between himself and race leader Jonathan Davenport.
And Moran makes a nice move around Dietz. So the top 3 will be right there. No lap cars between them. Down the back turn. Oh, man, that's close. It to Lawler on the bottom. Corey goes a lap down. The lead is 1.5 seconds, 15 complete as they work lap 16. Off at turn 4. 20 RT and 99 are going to close the gap here into turn number 1, Dustin.
It was 2.5 seconds at one time. It's now down to 1.1. The advantage for Superman Jonathan Davenport. One back marker between himself and the 20 RT. And it's Corey Lawler, as you mentioned, James. Lawler, Thornton will dispose of Lawler this time in turns 3 and 4. Devin Moran now a few car lengths back behind the current series points leader. And heavy lap traffic, as you just saw, directly in front of your race leader, Jonathan Davenport. And Superman's got to make some decisions here very, very quick.
As they work lap 18 off of turn 4, Davenport. Here comes Thornton. You see him in the shot there. Third is Moran. Alberson is fourth. Michael Norris hanging in there in fifth. Long way to go here. 82 laps remaining, and there's the battle for the lead down the back straightaway. About a 6-car length advantage for Davenport into turn 3.
Do not want to slip that right rear up over the top of the racetrack anywhere here at Lernerville, but especially coming off too, because that is one hellacious drop off over the back straightaway. 0.7 of a second the advantage for Jonathan Davenport the last time by, and there's exactly what 0.7 of a second looks like on your screen. The 49 now trying to work around Spencer Hughes, Dan Ebert, and actually about 4 other drivers there, James.
And turn number 1, Davenport goes down low. Thornton, here comes Moran on the bottom. The top 3 are going to get right here snug into turn 3. 20 laps scored, 80 to go. Davenport, Thornton, Moran, Alberson, Norris, still your top 5. Marlar, Flinner, O'Neill, Sheppard, Overton 10th.
Rounds out the top 10 in this one. 21 laps in the books, and we've got a Coleman Farms Racing caution flag as the 93 of Carson Ferguson has gone around. 21 laps unofficially in the books here at Lernerville Speedway for the Firecracker 100.
Zeigler, he doesn't run here weekly,
Regional,
but he's
regional,
regionally.
yeah.
He's 12th, Satterlee 13th.
Absolutely.
Max
Chub.
Blair 11th.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ones right there. 11th for the 111. See
All
what
right.
happens. Here we go.
Caution lights turned off. Green flag going to wave this time by. 21 laps scored, 79 laps remaining. And the Newton Korean Ag 49 leads them to the Newton Korean Ag restart zone.
Good restart for Devin Moran. He'll wheel it down into turn 1. Ricky Thornton Jr. has run the top, I believe, every lap of this race. Thornton, Moran drifts up. Is there room? They're side by side. Here comes Alberson at 58. Off of turn 4, Moran trying to throw it in, and no, he leaves Thornton room. These guys race each other how many times a year? 50, 60, 70 times.
Yeah.
Good clean race right there as Davenport leads down the back straightaway.
I am stunned the 20 RT was able to thread that needle right there. I thought for sure that the 99 had him cleared. Instead, he proves us wrong and begins his pursuit once again to the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. And you know, the fan side of us, man, hate to see that caution. Things were getting good as they got to the tail end of the field, and now in clean air, Jonathan Davenport immediately opens back up. Well, it was 1.1 seconds the last time by. It might be just a tick bigger this time by. It is 1.5 seconds the advantage for JD.
24 down will be a fourth of the way next time around. Thornton, Moran, Alberson, Norris still fifth, and O'Neill, Flinner, Marlar, Overton, Max Blair to 10th.
Look at HUD.
How about Rice, his first time here? He's up to 12th as Hudson O'Neill will throw the slider in front of Norris. So new 5th place runner is Hudson O'Neill in 71.
Yeah, he started back in 10th, but takes that spot away. That time by at the scoring loop, and he is trying to tiptoe around the top of this 410 mile oval as well. You know, it's kind of interesting, James, because before the caution we saw so many guys running right up around the bottom, and now as they fan out, not so much in 1 and 2, but as they fan out down in 3 and 4, you're going to see most of that lead trio or maybe even quartet running up on the high side of the racetrack as we go on board with Brandon Sheppard.
Brandon Sheppard right now back in 13th. Josh Rice is 12th. Satterlee is 11th. Overton is 10th. And then Zeigler Frank the top 15 right now. So we still have, I believe, DJ, all 27 starters still running with 27 complete.
Look at the hands of Brandon Sheppard as he goes around, man. You think that these guys aren't doing extraordinary things in these race cars? Out there running side by side on a dirt track like this. Watch Sheppy especially. Watch his hands here coming down the front straightaway, man. Yo, wowza.
Wow. right behind Brandon Overton there in 76. So Davenport still leads 28 complete.
I mean, that should give anybody an entirely new appreciation for what these guys do.
It's a workout, no doubt about it. Got CrossFit Overton in front of him, right? So
yes. Oh, and one car goes around,
and
it's Ken Schaltenbrand, and that will draw the Coltman Farms Racing caution flag for the second time here this evening. 29 laps scored, 71 laps to go in the 19th annual Firecracker 100, presented by Experience Butler County, Pennsylvania.
Delaware double file restarts. Again, we do that till 10 or less laps to go. So Davenport out there by himself, Thornton, Moran, Alberson, O'Neill, Norris, Blair, Flinner, Marlar, Satterlee, Overton.
And Chub is still the early candidate for the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger. Back to green this time by 29 scored, 71 to go, and a good restart for Jonathan Davenport. He's trying to bring Devin Moran with him.
I believe 26 of the 27 starters still left there. Spencer Hughes appears to be out of the race. Out of turn number 2, Davenport, now Moran and Thornton again. Here comes O'Neill on the bottom. You're about that. You've got the top 5 in the points, Dustin, in the top 5 spots off of turn 4.
Yes, you do. Ricky Thornton Jr. hangs on to second ahead of Devin Moran. Moran trying to get that good run down to the inside. Again, they ran 1-2 in this race last year. And here comes Garrett Alberson. Alberson with a good run off corner number 2 on the outside. And now he'll duck down low as Moran gets too high down in 3 and 4. That right rear slips over. He's able to keep the car under him, and we stay green. Alberson goes to 3rd.
So on the last 2 restarts, Blair has gone from 11th to 6th down to 111. He's in the hunt. Davenport still leads in 49. 1.2 seconds over Thornton Alberson. That's all it takes. It's such a thin line up there, DJ. Here comes a battle side by side between O'Neill and Blair into 1.
Blair may not be done yet. Laces out then as the driver of that specially wrapped Willie's World number 111 this weekend. Goes to the inside. Max Blair looking for a career baiting. He's won the Rush late model portion here a couple times at EMIC Memorial for $20,000. Looking for a $50,000 payday here this evening. Still side by side with Hudson O'Neill.
They may make the move right here. O'Neill slipped up a little bit. O'Neill shoots back to the outside. Davenport still leads about 7-8 car lengths off of turn 4 as we score lap 34. Thornton, Alberson, Moran, O'Neill, Blair, Marlar, Satterlee, Norris, Flinner, your top 10.
I tell you what, those bumps down on the inside of the racetrack, down in turns 3 and 4, man, the character, whatever word you want to use, it's adding some excitement to corners 3 and 4. You got to hop through them just right or take the smooth line around, as you see Hudson O'Neill doing exactly that, taking the rough ride through, but maybe gaining a little bit of ground on Devin Moran.
You got that hole to go through, and then you've got that berm on the inside. We've seen many over the years clip that inside berm with their nose as they come off of turn 4. Going to try to pick up the tail end of the field, which is turn number 1, Davenport at the line with the lead. It is right now. The lead over Thornton is 1.8 seconds.
And battle for 5th continues to rage on there on the right side of your screen. Max Blair trying to work back by Hudson O'Neill yet again, but again, right there. And when Hudson O'Neill hits that high side just right, coming off corner number 2, he's able to power back by the 111. And Hud, he goes through the whoop-de-doos down to the inside of the racetrack 3 and 4. Blair chooses to go to the outside of the speedway. Now Blair back down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2 again. Hud pushes up a little bit. There's that run down the back straightaway we just talked about.
In 26 cars still left in this race. Spencer Hughes scored 27 laps out of this one. Stuhler.
Well, they just make contact there, yeah. Blair and O'Neill.
And now going to pick up the tail end of the field now. Jonathan Davenport about 5 car lengths behind Gary Stuhler. If this thing stays green, it's going to get close again. Here comes Thornton, and here comes Garrett Alberson. All one little slip up by Devin Moran, because costing 3rd. He's back to 4th, but still a long way to go. 39 complete here tonight.
Yeah, 1.6 seconds the advantage. That's what it looks like between the 49 and the 20 RT. And James, as you mentioned, lap traffic about to become a reality as the tail end of the field is backed up to the fast 49, and Jonathan Davenport's going to have some decisions to make right here as he's going to look around the high side of both Gary Stuhler and Corey Lawler.
Well, the fastest car before this last lap was Alberson. Now it's Josh Rice, who's up to 11th and 11. His first trip to the state of Pennsylvania racing. And right now, 10th is Rice as we got a going at it right here.
Davenport, he hooked that rut, man. That car just went completely sideways. I thought he was going to lose it. Instead, he keeps it underneath of him, and in one fall swoop down in 1 and 2 now, puts both Gary Stuhler and Corey Lawler between himself and Ricky Thornton Jr.
Thornton slides way up. He's got to get around Lawler and Stuhler. Here comes Alberson. Here comes Moran down the straightaway. The top four all together into turn one on the same straightaway. 42 laps complete. 8 shy of the Hellraiser Jack's halfway mark. Davenport took the lead a lap. This is going to be far from over. Here comes Thornton charging on the bottom, DJ, off of turn 4 on lap 43.
Boy, he sure did. He made a bold move right there, and he takes another 2/10 off Jonathan Davenport's lead. Davenport now trying to work around the 60 of Dan Ebert. Back in third is Garrett Alberson. Alberson slipped back about 1.3 seconds of the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. Moran remains in fourth, and Hudson O'Neal continues to round out the top 5. Now 44 laps complete in this one.
By the way, Chub's up to 13th now.
From 24th?
Yep, not bad.
Let's go.
Not bad. An early contender. We're still 6 shy of the halfway mark. Brought to you by Hellraiser Jack. And the Coltman Farms Racing caution is out for the 3rd time in the race.
Brandon Overton in the 76 slips up off the top of turn number 4, and that will draw the Coltman Farms Racing caution 6 laps shy of the halfway point here at Lernerville Speedway.
So 24 of the 27 starters still running in this race. Davenport 6 shy of the Hellraiser Jack's halfway mark. Moran, one little slip up has cost him a spot. We'll see what happens here on the restart. Can Garrett Alberson get by Ricky Thornton Jr. and challenge Davenport at the Nutrient Solutions restart zone to begin lap 45?
Back underway in this one. Jonathan Davenport took the lead on lap number 2. James trying to lead the rest of the way. Garrett Alberson now down to the inside of Ricky Thornton Jr. Here comes Devin Moran, momentarily side by side down the back straightaway. 58, 20 RT, 99 is there as well. Here comes Alberson. He's got a run at the scoring loop. It's Garrett Alberson up to 2nd.
He got a good bite there off of turn 4. Now Thornton back on the outside. Here comes Moran. O'Neal 5th, Blair, Marlar, Sheppard, Satterlee, Reicher top 10. Now Thornton will try to pull away. On the bottom is Alberson. Oh man, he got up on 2 wheels. Down to turn 4, he hangs on to 3rd.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, we saw that in-car camera from Brandon Sheppard, right? And what he was doing on a smooth racetrack. Imagine what those hands are doing whenever you hook those ruts down to the inside of turns 3 and 4. Man, that is some gnarly stuff. Max Blair now up to the 5th position as Jonathan Davenport, once again, just like he does in clean air on these restarts, James out front by 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, good battle back there. Marlar, Sheppard trying to make up some more ground. There's the battle. That is for 3rd and 4th. Devin Moran runs 3rd. Garrett Alberson, again, Blair up to 5th. It is still Davenport out in front, 2.1 seconds ahead of Thornton. 2 laps shy of the Hellraiser Jack's halfway mark.
Hudson O'Neal once again trying to work on that outside down in turns 1 and 2 and hit his marks to get that good run down the back straightaway and launch that 71. Possibly back in front of the Brad Spoach has 111 and Max Blair in front of them. The battle for 3rd. Garrett Alberson continues to pester Devin Moran after Alberson hooked that rut down to the inside of turns 3 and 4. James this time by the Hellraiser Jacks halfway, 50 in the books, 50 to go, and it's all Jonathan Davenport.
He'll pocket an extra $100. Here comes Blair on the bottom. Blair and Alberson going at it. Max Blair, runner up here 5 years ago, on the bottom of Garrett Alberson out of turn number 2. They're going to go side by side. Max Blair, we still got 50 to go. It's still Davenport right now, but a sporty battle for 3rd on back.
And it really is. There's Devin Moran, there's Garrett Alberson, and there's Max Blair in that Willys World Wrap number 111. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And they're just a stone's throw behind your 2nd place car, Ricky Thornton Jr. Thornton, now 2.3 seconds behind your race leader, Jonathan Davenport, who continues to pick him up and put him away.
So right now, Blair 5th, O'Neal, Satterlee, Sheppard, Marlar, Chuck Schreiss still your top 10. 48 laps remaining. Davenport won $100,000  2 weeks ago at Eldora Speedway, looking for his first Firecracker to be worth $50K into turn 1. And that would really tighten the points race up here as we head to Ohio in a couple of weeks.
About Mason Zeigler now up inside the top 10. He was not even going to run the super late model this weekend, was Mason Zeigler. As you look back on a battle just in front of him, the battle for 7 between the 1 of Brandon Sheppard and the 22 of Greg Satterlee. But I want to give Ziggy a shout out. He wasn't even going to run. We rained out the first 2 nights.
Right.
Zeigler tells his guys, go home, get the car. They bring the super late model
in an open trailer.
And there's the 25C now challenging Mike Marlar for the 9th spot.
All right, now Davenport in control, 55 complete, 2.5 with Thornton, Moran, Blair, and Alberson. I tell you, Max Blair, if he could, just stays green, or if they get into traffic right now, he will close the gap on Devin Moran into turn 3. There's the battle back there between Marlar, Ziggy, and Rice.
Yeah, and that lap traffic once again has become a reality for your race leader, Jonathan Davenport, as he's trying to work around the 93 of Corey Lawler. And it was a 2.5 second advantage for Jonathan Davenport. It was down to 1.9 the last time by. This time by, I think it's going to be even closer at 20 RT, closing in at still 1.9 seconds for the Fast 49.
There's still plenty of racing room out there. We got 2 and 3 wide out there. Right now, Davenport into turn 3, works the outside. How about Dan Ebert? He's managed to stay on the lead lap. He right now runs in 22nd, and the rookie in Minnesota in 60. As Davenport will clear Lawler and Ebert into 1 as he goes to 1.8 seconds the advantage over Ricky Thornton Jr.
Gives Davenport just a little bit of breathing room, and here comes Max Blair. Blair works around the 99 of Devin Moran. That's for 3rd. It'll be official this time by at the stripe. Max Blair into the 3rd spot, and he is going to close in on his good friend, the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. And we have got trouble over in turn number 2, and it's Dalton Wilson and Carson Ferguson. Remember, those two got together at the start of the race, early in the race, back on lap 21.
They were running the 16th and 17th, Ben Shelton.
And guys, business picking up down here. Devin Moran has come into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Also, Brandon Overton back down here. Dan Ebert's going to come down, as well as Dalton Wilson. As you got to think we're to the point in the race where if the car's not what you want, you got to make the change now if you've got anything to be on this Pure River Steel podium.
Well, 59 laps scored. 59 laps scored, 41 laps to go. We do have a look at the instant replay as to what brought out this Coltman Farms Racing caution. So we look from the drone, and I believe it's going to be kind of in the bottom left-hand portion of the screen as we'll look at this Dave Warren Power Sports instant replay. Okay, so that's turn 2 in the bottom left. And so, all right. So now that I've seen where it is, we're gonna pull that back up here in a second as they go to work on the 18D down in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
How about Blair? What lap was that? We had that one caution on the restart.
21.
We'll check the Dave Warren Power Sports replay.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the middle left over here. There they are.
They're leaning.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
They're leaning a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So 59 scored.
The yellow lights have been turned off.
Whenever he's run regionally, the last couple of months, yep. Blair's been unbeatable.
He's got 5 wins. He's racked up 5 wins over the course of this season as a 35-year-old. And we're going back to green flag racing. Devin Moran trying to get rolling out of the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit and rejoin this field at the tail. We're going back to green in the Newton Ag Solutions restart zone. Jonathan Davenport is your leader.
So he gave up the 4th spot. He'll restart on the back. There are still 23 cars still running in this race.
Here comes
Hughes,
Blair.
Miley, Stuhler, and Dietz are out. Here comes Blair on the bottom of Thornton.
Max Blair trying to take the 2nd spot away.
He may have it,
Really?
DJ.
Oh.
That was close.
No, 17 1/1000ths of a second. It was the 20 RT.
We still got 40 to go. It's Davenport, 1.1 seconds. The battle, they're side by side into turn 3. Behind them, they're almost side by side. Here comes Blair. Can he find and clear his good buddy Thornton? He gets on the gas down the straightaway. No. By a nose, it's still Thornton.
Oh, man. It's good stuff. 1.4 seconds the advantage for Jonathan Davenport. Blair, pushed up the racetrack a little bit right there. Coming off corner number 2, you saw those tires turn to the left, and the car kept sliding up the speedway. Thornton's getting a little more. He's moving to the outside more, James, coming off corner number 4 here these last couple laps.
DJ Chubb's up to 11th, by the way.
Give me your
Michael
best.
Norris
Give me your
out
best
of this
Chubzilla.
one. Chubzilla.
Give it to
He's
me.
up to 10th, by the way. Just passed Rice.
Chubzilla.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Our good friend Rick Eshelman,
He loved it. He loved saying that.
Yep. Here we go. There's the paddle there. It's at Davenport 1.9. Thornton, Blair.
Look at man, Mike Marlar, yeah. Marlar just washed up the racetrack. That allowed Mason Zeigler to go by. Now Marlar going to try to return the favor and get back down underneath the 25Z. He'll do so, at least momentarily. It's Greg Satterlee just in front of them.
Chubb up another spot. He just got around Sheppard.
Why? Chub to 9th.
Chubb to 9th.
Chub from 24th to 9th. I'm here for it, man.
That's right. That's right. Davenport right now 65 complete, 35 to go. Thornton, Blair, Alberson, O'Neill. Satterlee has climbed into 6th. Ziggy is 7th. Marlar, Chub, Sheppard, Rice, McIntosh, Schaltenbrand, Overton, and Flinner.
Pennsylvania guys, man, they talk about the PA posse and sprint car racing. What about the Pennsylvania drivers and dirt late model racing? You've got Max Blair, Greg Satterlee, Mason Zeigler, and Chub Frank. 4 of them inside the top 9.
We need Danny Dietrich in a late model at some point, right?
Tim Schaefer's been in. I mean,
well, we saw Briggs Danner in a late model.
Yes, we
USAC
did.
star.
Yes, we did.
All right. By the way, the fastest car that last time around was Blair. Now it's Thornton. It's right now Davenport, 2.3 seconds ahead, but he's going to pick up the tail end of the field. And Blair trying to get another run on Thornton to 3. They bounce through that. Alberson solid in 4th. In car 58.
That the holes down on the inside of turns 3 and 4. It could end up being what decides this race. Remember, we saw on that last long green flag stretch, Jonathan Davenport hit it one time, man. I mean, I thought that car was going into the mezzanine over at turn number 4. I mean, he had it up on 2 wheels. We've seen Garrett Alberson hit it. On the flip side of that, though, James, when you hit that thing right, it can really kind of catapult you up a little bit coming off the corner, too.
Devin Moran's not made much headway. He's up to 19th, though, after giving up that 4th spot.
And
after that long pit stop.
And to be fair, he pulled out, and the field had already taken the green. I mean, he was a good little ways behind him when that green flag came back out. Fantastic battle there for the 2nd spot as Max Blair just continues to hound his good friend, the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr.
Get a run out of turn number 2. The Bobby and Jessica Kohler 20 RT. The Brad Spochaz 111. Davenport puts another lap on Ebert. Dan running back in 21st.
Comes Max.
Max Blair right there, half a car length. He's been close to grabbing that runner-up spot. He goes to the bottom now. He'll have a run out of 2 as they go side by side. The 111 and the 20 RT. Could he finally clear him here on lap 72?
It's got to be tough. You want to get the spot, but you don't want to use up your stuff as well. 2.9 seconds, the biggest advantage for Jonathan Davenport this entire race. It's now down to 2.6 seconds again as he reaches the back of the field. Dan Ebert has gone a lap down. And there's your leader on the left side of your screen. That battle for second on the right side of your screen. Fans on their feet. And now does Blair have him cleared this time by off the corner? He does. Max Blair to 2nd up from the 8th starting spot.
And he restarted 11th at 1 point, so he has made his way up to the runner-up spot. Right now behind the 93 of Corey Lawler. So there's 2 lap cars between 1st and 2nd as Davenport will clear Lawler. Here comes the 111 of Blair. Thornton kicks it up high, goes into 1. Thornton has married to that top most of this race.
And look at Garrett Alberson.
Here comes Alberson in 58.
Yeah, Garrett Alberson trying to rally there on the low side as well. And you can see the gap Max Blair is able to put between himself and Ricky Thornton Jr. 2.5 seconds the lead for Jonathan Davenport. Last time by, this time by, holds steady at 2.5 seconds.
Davenport's coming out of turn number 2. He's got it into turn 3 behind the 6 Clay Harris. Here comes Lawler. Here comes Max Blair.
A lot of lap traffic for JD right now, James.
Still got 25 laps remaining in this race. If this stays green,
look at that.
Can Blair catch him?
Look at that. A lot of lap cars right there in front of the 49. Blair able to take 0.3 of a second off of Jonathan Davenport's lead that last lap. Let's see what he does this time. It's going to be closer.
Yeah, he needs to get around Lawler right now. Down the main straightaway, he'll go to the outside of the fellow Pennsylvanian into turn 1.
Wow. Wow, he took another 3/10 off. It's down to 1.8 seconds.
Changes his line. He has to get around Lawler. Then he has Clay Harris in front of him. Then Dalton Wilson in front of him. Here comes Davenport off of 4. Blair, oh man, that was close. He gets around Lawler. Trying to squeeze through the middle there of Harris. And we've got a Coltman Farms Racing caution out for the 5th time.
Max Blair did not want that. He was given a James Essex PSG inside his race car, and we have got a Coltman Farms Racing caution with 22 laps to go as we've got one car off the top of turns 1 and 2. Now Josh Rice off the top of turns 1 and 2 with 78 laps in the books here in the Firecracker 100.
78 complete, 22 to go. Can Blair pull off the upset here tonight? He has gone from 11th to 2nd since I believe the 2nd restart of the race. Here we go, DJ, the Nutrien Solutions restart zone. Davenport, Blair. Blair worked lap after lap to clear Thornton, and he lines up beside him right on the Delaware double file.
Yeah.
See if he can rework it again and get the 2nd out of turn number 2. And he will power into 2nd. I think Blair's got something for JD, don't you?
He might. He might. He's looking for his biggest career win. Oh, and he's going to slip outside in the corner at Thornton. Thornton had to get on the binders to keep from hitting him.
Holy cow, here comes Zeigler.
They all bottled up. They all bottled up right there.
Well, that allowed JD to pull away a little bit. Blair and down. Thornton almost slipped off the track. Here comes O'Neill. Here comes Garrett Alberson. Here comes Ziggy. Chub Frank to 8th. Sheppard in there. They're trying to go 3 wide here out of turn 4. Oh, baby.
They're going to be running over the Nutrien Ag Solutions flags down there here pretty soon. 20 to go. As Hudson O'Neill continues to work the top side coming off. We've seen that the entire race coming off turn number 2. There's Alberson. Mason Zeigler wasn't even going to run this race.
Right.
He's up from 16th now, battling inside the top 5.
19 laps to go.
So there's
McIntosh, a shout out to him, up to 10th. There's the battle back there.
Yeah, that's on the left side of your screen. That's the battle happening in front of the right side of your screen. Brendan Sheppard in the Rocket 1, who's running in 8th.
Okay, 18 to go. Strategy for Blair. You want it to stay green, right? Because they probably will pick up the tail end of the field.
Yeah.
Right now you see the deficit. On the screen, it's about 10, 12 car lengths, 1.4 on the scoring monitor. Thornton 3rd, O'Neill, Alberson, Zeigler, Satterlee, Sheppard, Frank, McIntosh. Overton, who pitted, is back to 11th.
1.5 seconds the advantage for Jonathan Davenport. Davenport has steadily been a 10th or 2/10 quicker than Max Blair here since this restart every single lap. There's a good look at the 111. I will say, Blair is keeping pace with the 49 right now, maybe better than anyone has on a restart thus far.
As you said, and the Coltman Farms Racing caution is out in turn 4 for Kenny Schaltenbrand.
And now you wonder, going to be 16 laps to go. They're turning lap times in the low 19 seconds. With 21 drivers still on the racetrack. So now you get down to that point where you might not reach the tail end of the field, and quite candidly, if you're the race leader, not going to push quite as hard to reach the tail end of the field. Davenport was 19-1 the last time by. James, the back of the field was they were turning laps about a second slower. Again, you can do the math. There's only 16 laps left to go in this one.
All right. Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone. Off of turn number 4. Davenport will lead him. Blair trying to follow in his tire tracks. Here comes Thornton back on the outside at 20 RT.
Thornton gets a good restart. But does he have the momentum coming off corner number 2? He might. Blair will slide up, though, take the line away. Will Thornton look down to the inside? He will.
Oh boy. They got together. They got together.
No.
And we got a new leader.
Thornton.
And Davenport may have Blair contact with the 49, and we've got a new leader. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. Are you serious?
Wow. Well, Davenport's going to go back to the outside. What a bizarre turn of events on the restart with 16 laps to go. Now here comes the 20 RT back down to the inside. The 111. Oh, man. Look, Davenport back out front.
We're in the Nutrien Ag Solutions flag zone. on the flag zone. And now Thornton drifts up top. Davenport back in front. 14 to go.
Well, that was hairy for a moment.
That was, Blair got in there hot, didn't he? And he made contact with the 49. The 20 led a lap. Man, oh man, Zeigler, by the way, is up to 6th. 8:13 to go.
And Zeigler may not be done yet. His best career run in this race was an 8th place finish on a couple of different occasions. Ricky Thornton Jr. now trying to close in on the 49. Max Blair back to 3rd. That's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all right there on your screen. And that happens about 1 full second behind your 3rd place car, Max Blair.
Don't forget O'Neill and Alberson back there. They're battling for that 4th spot in the championship points. Here comes Chub, or Satterlee rather, in 22. Well, the Pennsylvania drivers, they've done themselves well, no doubt, here tonight, DJ, with 11 laps to go.
Absolutely. Still 4 of them inside the top 8, half of the top 8. The Pennsylvania Mudslingers. Davenport out front, RT. 1 second was the advantage the last time by for the 49. Ricky Thornton Jr. has caught an absolute whoop-de-doo down in turns 3 and 4, and that allowed JD to gain 2/10. James, now 10 laps to go in this one. If there's a caution from here on out, it'll be a single file restart.
You wonder if Blair, he's losing contact here with the top 2. If there was some damage on that contact with Davenport on that restart, Thornton swings it out way wide out of turn 4.
Well, you also
Garrett Alberson in there now in 4th now, trying to make some headway, trying to make it on the Big River Steel podium tonight.
Well, and you also wonder if Max wasn't, pushing everything for all it was worth, too, before that last caution flag with 16 laps to go, knowing that was his chance to gain on the 49 to Davenport. Also, the 20 RT pedaling hard on the very outside of the racetrack. He's trying to reel in your race leader, but he's losing ground. Jonathan Davenport was another 10th between between himself and Ricky Thornton Jr.
The 7 to go, lap 93. They work in off a turn 4. Is 1.9 seconds the last time around. Ricky Thornton Jr., he's going to give it all he has, right? He's going to knock that quarter panel off in turn 4 at 1.8.
He gained a 10th back right there.
Now they'll have 6 laps to go next time around. Davenport holding steady off of turn number 4. Blair, Alberson, Zeigler still the top 5.
Let's see what it is this time by for Jonathan Davenport. He gained that time. Davenport actually put 3/10 between himself and the battle for second on your screen. 6 laps to go.
Cole Perrine, Tyler Bragg, of course, the crew chief, Corey Fosved. 20 and 111, trying to hook up if this thing stays green, but they're running out of time. 5 laps to go. The lead is still 2 seconds, 2.9 over Blair in 3rd.
Jonathan Davenport. Well, he comes into the event 2nd in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standings. And if they were to finish as they run right now, man, Ricky Thornton really high that last time. Down in turns 3 and 4. It would actually stay that way because of the 10 bonus points that RT got for being the fast qualifier in Group A.
If this thing stays green, they might pick up the tail in the field, maybe not. 3 to go. 49, 20 RT, 111 pedaling hard. Down the main straightaway, it's 1.7. He's got to do more than 1/10 of a second every lap, DJ, if he's going to catch him down the back straightaway.
With 3 to go, you're absolutely right. Now less than that. Coming around to 2 to go this time by, and there's a look at the gap. You can see the 20 RT running the extreme high side of the speedway. 2 laps to go for Jonathan Davenport. Ricky Thornton Jr. takes 3/10 off.
Tell you what, they are going to pick up the tail in the field. Rice back there in the 11. I don't know. Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go. Thornton and Blair pedaling hard. 1 lap to go, Dustin, decided for 50,000.
Ricky Thornton Jr. is driving the 20 RT for all it is worth. Final time around. Jonathan Davenport has the back of the field side by side in front of him. Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to close the gap, James. They'll head into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. RT is charging hard, but it's not enough. For the first time in his career, Jonathan Davenport wins the Firecracker 100. Ricky Thornton Jr. 2nd, Max Blair 3rd, Garrett Alberson 4th, and Mason Zeigler from 16th will round out the top 5. Hudson O'Neill 6th, Greg Satterlee 7th. Chub Frank from 24th to 8th. Carson Ferguson from the tail of the field to 9th. And Donald McIntosh, in his first ever visit to Lernerville Speedway will round out the top 10 here this evening.
The steering wheel goes on top of the race car. He climbs out. Race fans, your winner, Superman Jonathan Davenport. Champagne bath down in victory lane as the fireworks go off. No more questions about when it's going to happen. It happens here tonight. So he gets a big breath. Congratulations, the Donna Gross Seed Midwest Sheet Metal Car 49. Jonathan, no more questions of when. You are a Firecracker 100 champion. How good does that sound?
Check that one off. Finally. I've had this one circled for a while. Thanks to all y'all fans coming out here. This was awesome. The car was really, really good there, and then I don't know what happened on that one restart. I think I got hit by 2 different people there. I've been running the same line for 99 laps or whatever there, and I don't know what went on, but it knocked the left front off of it, and the rack's all messed up. I couldn't even hardly turn it, so the steering wheel was turned like a quarter turn. So after that, it was just all gas and brake and trying not to spin the tires, and just couldn't steer at all down on that end no more. And then I couldn't turn down through this hole like I needed to anymore. So anyway, thank goodness we held on a little closer than I wanted to be there at the end. I didn't really know what to do with those 2 lap cars there, but I figured if I could stay just right behind them and keep my speed up, then maybe somebody couldn't slide in there.
You've led laps here before, but when it gets to the end, you just have not been able to get to victory lane. Between the contact and all the cautions late in the race, any concerns?
Yeah, for sure, man. I really felt like I got rolling there a couple of times up through lap traffic, and once you get by the first 2 or 3 there, then they kind of spread out and they kind of run one line instead of all over the place. But once I finally get rolling there, I felt like we would stretch out a good lead and I get a good rhythm there, and then we'd have a caution. I'm like, dang, here gives them another shot, because I knew the top was kind of there, but I just didn't ever know how good it was. There was just enough lip there that somebody might could throw a Hail Mary for a couple of laps and get a good run on me, but luckily that didn't happen. Really grateful to be standing here finally, man. This one's been eluding me for a long time. We finally got our first win, I think last year or the year before, so just an awesome racetrack. I've always loved this place, man. Just super slick, real technical. It's a tough place to get around, no doubt.
To be a Lernerville Firecracker 100 champion, put that in words.
Man, it's really tough, I don't know how to say it. Just man, it's just so tough to win here. I've been coming here a really long time, and when I was out there leading, I was like, there's this one other guy that used to be really good running through the middle here, and he used to win quite a few here, and then used to win quite a few at Eldora too. So old Scott was on my mind there towards the mid part of the race. That man taught me a lot. We all miss him for sure. I know y'all do too. But anyway, just thanks to Lance and Darrell Landers for sure for giving me this opportunity. Steve Martin at Nutrient Ag, ASC Warranty, Donna Gross Seed, Mark Martin Automotive, Mark Martin, Bobcat of Batesville, everybody, Longhorn, Bill Stein, Longhorn Dynamics, VP Fuels, Go Lithium Batteries, Mark IV. I always forget to mention Tam. He does a great job for us. Chris at Midwest Sheet Metal, Burt Transmissions. It takes a gang. All of our product sponsors, Lucas Oil, Mega Plumbing, just a whole lot of people I have behind me, and really proud to represent every one of them.
Race fans, for the first time ever, Superman Jonathan Davenport's a Firecracker 100 champion. DJ James, I'm going to kick it up to you, and then we'll catch up second and third on the Big River Steel podium.
Absolutely. As Ricky Thornton Jr. led that first lap, and as he alluded to there in victory lane, James, that things got a little hairy there on that restart there towards the end of the race as they hooked the ruts down in turns 3 and 4. A few guys got sideways. Blair had a run. RT came charging down to the inside. And he is going to come up, he and Blair are both going to come up just a little bit short, and the driver that finished second is now with Ben Shelton.
Ricky Thornton Jr., crazy restart with about 16 to go. You get to the lead for a lap. What's going through your mind at that point?
I went down in turn 3 and just caught the hole wrong and destroyed the left side of him, so that's not how I wanted to pass him. I just slowed down kind of there and won, let him get back in front of me. Like, we raced together too much to go in and just kind of destroy a guy for a win, so I felt like I needed to get a little bit better, but overall, really good weekend for us. Congrats to JD. His stuff was really good. So Feel like maybe if we got to play in traffic a little bit long, but I think the other two cars just try to destroy each other the whole time, cause a bunch of yellows. So that part kind of sucked, but I got to thank my boys. They're working hard. Everyone at Kohler Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, CJ, Melanie, Jones are here. Jones Races Products. It sucks to run second with sponsors here, but it happens. Capital Waste, Elite Ready Mix, Knights Companies, Coleman Farms, Clements Racing Engines, my wife, everybody for coming out. With the rain the last 2 days, we got a pretty good crowd for Saturday.
Ricky Thornton Jr. is second on the Big River Steel podium here tonight. We'll slide over, and third tonight on the Big River Steel podium. It's chaotic down here. Same question for you, Max. One, you come from 8th, you're up to 3rd, you get up to 2nd. Talk about that restart there with about 16 to go. What happened from your perspective?
I don't know. I thought JD was entering a little bit higher here, so I had a good run down the backstretch and kind of charged it, and it didn't work out. So, Ricky got back by, and man, if yellow didn't come out when I got to 2nd, I think I might have had a shot at it. Who knows how it would have played out in lap traffic, but, I'll run 3rd to these two. I'll take that every day.
Big night for this team, and I know this team's been working really hard.
Yeah, for sure. And, we had a good run, got some TV time with the Willie's World Wrap, so that turned out really cool, and thank them guys for allowing me to do that. And just got to thank my car owner, Brad, and all my sponsors. We got a really good group of people here, and hopefully we can click off some more good runs.
Max Blair, 8th to 3rd tonight at Lernerville.
And a big cheer there from the Lernerville Speedway crowd. Well, James, let's go ahead and take a look at the race recap and see how we got to this point with Jonathan Davenport getting the accolades as the victor.
Yeah, Max had actually, as I mentioned, fell back to 11th at one point and climbed back to 2nd, and that caution there, like you and I talked about. Brandon Sheppard, Brandon Overton battling it out right there, and Davenport got the lead on lap 2, led until lap 85.
Yeah.
Thornton got back around him for a lap, and then Willie checked off the topless 100, checks this one off, and looking for his 4th championship as he'll that gap it'll be closer right there. Yeah, they get together.
Yeah.
And
oh man,
that was wild, wasn't it?
It sure
and that was all she wrote after that. But boy, Thornton and Blair hooked up there at the end and tried to catch him. It was 0.8 of a second over Thornton, 1.4 over Max there at the end. So $150,000 here in the last few weeks for JD. $100,000 at Eldora and $50,000 at Lernerville.
Not bad at all.